Okay. So you're absolutely right. President Trump yesterday declared opioid epidemic a national public health emergency here at the White House yesterday. So what does that mean? Well, the president is directing all executive agencies to use whatever resources they have to fight this epidemic. So this declaration will, for instance, waive certain regulations and give states more flexibility in how they use federal funds. But what it doesn't do is that it does not include emergency federal money to go toward fighting this epidemic across the country. And that's something that some Democrats say should have been included, or it should have been called a national disaster emergency in order to provide that additional federal funding for the crisis.
Yeah. A couple of weeks ago, 60 Minutes had that piece about, and the Washington Post had that piece about the DEA and the laws being such that it made it harder to sue unscrupulous doctors and the like. Was that brought up at all yesterday?
Not specifically, but the president did talk about trying to combat this, and he has repeatedly promised to fight for this and to fight for more efforts to combat this. Yesterday, he shared a personal story of his experience with addiction through his brother Fred, who had struggled with alcohol. So for now, President Trump is targeting young people with kind of a "just say no" style ad campaign, saying that if you teach young people not to start, then perhaps they won't take drugs. So that was one of the points he stuck with yesterday.
Right. From what I understand, I did not see it, but from what I understand, it was a very heartfelt news conference.
It was a side. It was pretty standard. But what was different about it is that we heard the president talk about his brother, which isn't a usual thing.
Right. Yeah. Stephanie Ramos with ABC News talking about the President Trump news conference yesterday. Stephanie, thanks for checking in.
Yeah. No